When I was embarking on my personal growth journey in 2019, I kept hearing about how magical journaling was, that it would help me feel better throughout the entire day, be happier, be more content. It seemed like journaling would be the 5-minute cure-all to set me on track to solving all my problems. What I should have expected was that this habit would be pretty hard to maintain, inevitably leading to yet another failure. And I don't think I'm the only one who struggled with journaling. So today, let's look back at those supposedly life-changing months and see why, like so many other habits, this one is so hard to keep up. And before we get started, I want to thank Reflectly for sponsoring this video. Reflectly is an AI-driven personal journal app that helps you log moments of your life through the ups and the downs and make sense of those trends over time. And yeah, let's get to the video. Now, back when I was working as a software engineer, somehow life was simultaneously stressful yet mundane. Like clockwork, I endured the same 9-hour workday and 2-hour commute just to come home and binge Gilmore Girls until I fell asleep. Or if I had any energy left, I'd hustle on some side project into the night. I never slowed myself down to just think. It was a rat race and I was trapped in it. To get out of this rut, I started reading self-help books, including The Power of Habit. From that book, I learned about keystone habits, which are small habits that unintentionally trigger other changes, hopefully positive, in one's life. I wanted something like that, and after hearing so many people swear by journaling, I figured that could be it. So I announced my New Year's resolution to the world that I'd journal every day for 20 minutes. It seemed simple. Every night, all I had to do was turn on some lo-fi music, open up my journal, and spill my heart out for 20 minutes straight. The plan almost seemed too good to be true. The best part of this new routine was that I was finally investing in myself, forcing myself to just stop and think. And I know that sounds simple, like something we all do, but this was the first time I was consciously doing this for an extended period of time. I finally could step back and evaluate how I was feeling, or reflect on my day, or think about how my actions feed into my long-term goals. Journaling was like a 20-minute spa for my brain, helping me reset my mind and make it better and stronger for the next day. For the first time, I was actually paying attention to everything I was feeling and could put my thoughts together to rationalize my emotions. And I didn't even need to do anything extraordinary to achieve this. For example, say one day I felt anxious but couldn't explain why. I'd start by writing, "Oh, I feel anxious." Then I'd recount my day and everything going on in my life. Slowly, I could put the pieces together and reason my way around that anxiousness I was feeling. Instead of spending the whole night feeling mildly uneasy, I knew exactly why I was feeling that way and could act on those feelings instead of just burying them deeper inside me. And if you think about it, all of this is exactly what self-awareness is. As Wikipedia states, I was learning how to consciously know and understand my character, feelings, motives, and desires. And eventually, even without my journal, whenever I felt stressed or irritated, I could subconsciously break down why I was feeling that way and could act on that. And for this reason alone, when I look back on that period of time when I journaled, I have absolutely no regrets. Journaling helped me take that first step towards becoming more self-aware, which had ripple effects on my work, my relationships, and just my general well-being. So journaling is great, but sometimes writing every single day by hand can be pretty tiring, making this habit harder to stick to. Well, that's where Reflectly comes in, which also happens to be today's lovely sponsor. Every day when you open up this app, you can see an inspirational quote and a daily reflection to guide your thoughts. You can log moments throughout your day to describe exactly how you're feeling and what activities made you feel that way. Especially since now, with so much going on and sometimes less company to share your day with, this is a great way to vent your feelings and get things off your chest. And as you keep using this app, it learns more and more about you and asks more tailored questions to suit your lifestyle. And it's pretty, so who doesn't like that? You can get this app on iOS or Android for free and can upgrade to premium for about $20 a year. So check out Reflectly, and thank you again for supporting this channel. And now back to the video. As you may have predicted, eventually my habit of journaling slipped away. And isn't that crazy that there are so many things that we know are good for us, whether it's journaling or reading or exercising, but we still find it so hard to stick to those habits. For me, this starts when I tell myself, oh, I'm too sleepy or I'm too busy, and put off journaling for just one day. That 1 day break becomes a 1 week break, then a 1 month break. I keep telling myself, you've really got to get back on track. But eventually, my journal starts collecting dust, serving better as a coaster than anything else. So I wanted to look back and see why this habit was so hard to stick to, and what I should have done instead. So let's think of journaling in terms of training for a marathon. When you begin training and are like me and don't even know how to run, you can't just start by running 4 miles right off the bat. Instead, you start with maybe 1, then 1.5, then 2 miles, and gradually build yourself up. Rushing into things too fast would leave you with very little physical or mental willpower to keep training for months on end. And this is where I messed up with journaling. I forced myself to write for 20 minutes every day. This wasn't sustainable, and day by day, I was met with more and more resistance to write for so long. Instead, I should have started small. I should have started by writing even just 2 or 3 words a day, then maybe a sentence a day, and only then, again, gradually, this could build itself up to 1 or 2 pages a day. So when it comes to exercising, I follow the rule that I can't skip 2 days in a row. Yeah, we need rest days and sometimes things come up in life, but for a habit to really stick, it has to be consistent. Otherwise, with every additional day you skip, it gets harder and harder to jump back into that routine. And same goes for journaling. The biggest mistake I made was making so many excuses and false promises to justify my skipping for that 2nd, then 3rd, then 4th day. Instead, if I ever missed a day, which is okay, I should have done absolutely everything I could to get back on track. And lastly, in line with our gym analogy, once you see those gains coming in, it can be tempting to slack off. Maybe you shed a few quarantine pounds and go grab some Oreos to treat yourself. And this is what happened with journaling. Within 2 weeks, I could see tangible differences. It was starting to work. I was finally feeling happier, more self-aware, and more fulfilled. And so I started to take it easy. But what I should have done was focused on the habit I was trying to build. Eventually, yes, those results will definitely come, but that's not the point. For sustainable change that'll last longer than just a month, I first needed a long-term habit that became second nature, and I never really let myself get that far. So this video isn't a guide on how to journal because, well, I'm the farthest from an expert on that. Nor is it to sell you on journaling because, well, it's probably not for everyone. But I hope hearing about my experience helped you evaluate your own personal growth journey and the habits you're trying to build. I know for me, I actually have fond memories of that brief journaling stint. And if I were to pick it up again, maybe writing for 20 minutes a day isn't the way to go. Instead, I can start off by writing just a sentence in Reflectly or Notion to describe how I'm feeling, so I can build that self-awareness, but just in small doses at first. And beyond that, this experience was really a testament to how hard it really is to maintain a habit. I mean, all of the abandoned coding projects and the books collecting dust on my desk are evidence of how much I still struggle with this to date. So I'm going to remind myself to reel it in a bit at times, not to promise too much of myself, but rather to take little baby steps, which will add up over time. And yeah, that's it for today's video. And I want to know, what habits, maybe journaling or something else, have you attempted but struggled to stick to? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you again to Reflectly for sponsoring this video. Links are down below if you want to try it out for yourself. And if you like this video, please give it a big like and subscribe. Follow me on social media if you haven't already, and I'll see ya in the next one.